the first African-American mayor of a major northeastern city. We journey on to Barnes & Noble in Clifton, New Jersey, where there are several events that are held from time to time. Tonight, we are bringing to you George Foreman, the Olympic gold medalist and two-time heavyweight champion of the world. Okay, ready. Well,
there is the back up a little bit, folks.
Thank you.
And look who has joined us over here, James.
James, you have to get closer.
What are you?
I have a cousin.
This is
What you guys up to? James, what are you celebrating tonight?
My birthday, I guess.
Okay, you gonna tell us how old or?
53.
Okay, happy birthday.
That's the second celebrity Walter met within 2 days. George Foreman.
I know when I see her.
Is it not true the first mayor?
No, he's a great sportsman.
The mayor, I was distinguished by tell everybody.
Kids off at Lincoln School today. I said, this is why it's
What are you doing these days to keep busy? I know, but you have to do something when you get up.
Well, it's not the schools.
The closer you can get the mic.
Right, it takes the village. It does.
When I see this gentleman here, I was a little fellow living in Newark. I was living in North Newark, and he was in the paper every day doing something wonderful for Newark, going to Washington, as I recall. Very well connected. Very well connected. You knew everybody, and they all looked to you. How does it feel to be famous? Those of us who are not as famous.
Good days and bad days.
What's the highlight of what you've done in your career that you'd like to be remembered for?
That's hard to figure out one thing.
Pick out two.
Well, we improved the healthcare system.
Right.
There are some kids alive today
May never.
who would not have been alive if we haven't done it. I can't walk down the street and figure them out.
But you take pride in that. If you had a magic wand and you could rub the magic lamp, like when the genie would come out, they use Genie because Mr. Petrecka likes that song Genie. See, I'm bringing you into this. What would you wish for that you could still put your hand on and make come true, like 3 wishes kind of? What is yet to be done?
Take the school teachers who do the job and educate our kids.
Oh, yeah. I love the job.
The worst thing that we've faced so far in the last 30 years is the failure of our
Families.
education system.
Where do you put the blame? On the home or the school or the teachers or the salaries or the unions or what?
The salaries are the highest in the
They're
world.
the highest in the country, probably. When you get kids who graduate from high school who can't read, and that's a failure of the system. And they graduate. They
Are
get
you in favor of the charter schools or?
Well, charter schools are no better than public schools if they don't do the job. Not all charter schools are good.
So how do we reach the families and how do if you had that magic
Go to
wish?
the basics. Back to the basics.
I agree with you.
When I went to school, you didn't get from the 3rd grade to the 4th grade that you know what you were supposed to know.
When I taught school, I emphasized writing, reading, and speech, and we did that. Remember the old Palmer method? Push, pull, and if you cannot
Palmer method was good.
That taught me how to write.
But the basics.
This is it, everybody. The thing called the pen, paper.
If you don't teach our children, what's going to happen to them?
What's going to happen to our country?
Yeah.
That's our future. I agree.
I've traveled all over the world. Poor families, rich families, poor school systems. But some of the best school systems are in the poorest places because they're dedicated to training the kids.
where are the best schools? Where do you find the best schools?
Good question.
Japan.
Japan, really? Why? Well, they've always been aggressive with their education.
They compete.
Ah, yes, they do.
India is pretty good, but you have to be in the right place in India. Every place in Japan is good.
That's a good point. India has the lowest.
They have the lowest places and some of the highest. Japan doesn't have any low places.
No.
And what about China?
China's coming up, but they have a long way to go.
They have a lot of peasants.
They have a lot of peasants and a lot of people who don't go to school at all.
Where'd you go on your last trip, if I may ask? You say you traveled the world, which is very good for the world.
I'm trying to think of where the last place was.
One country that stands out.
Well, Israel stood out.
Did you have any kosher food, or
Oh yeah.
did they make you some chopped liver?
Certain places you can't go on Saturdays. Certain part of the hotel is closed off on Saturdays.
Oh yeah, the Jewish people like myself,
Yeah.
we don't do anything from sundown until
Closed up.
the end of Saturday night.
Closed up.
What are you looking to do with yourself in the next 30, 40 years?
Well, I'm gonna try to walk a little bit more.
Jogging.
Just do enough.
I have a question. I had the pleasure of meeting a sort of famous person. What are your thoughts on the gentleman that I was kibitzing around with the other night, George Foreman over at Barnes & Noble? What are your
Good. He's a good man. Good man.
Would you say he's up there with the top three or of all?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Jack Dempsey, Joe Louis? Not quite. Ali?
Ali's good. He's in another class.
Who was your favorite boxer? Going back to Billy Conn and Willie Pep. I got Willie Pep in there for you because you didn't take the picture with Willie Pep at the card show. See him over there? You know who that is?
I remember his face. I don't remember his name.
That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah.
Let the
Got
laughter.
His face got beat up a little, right?
He ran card shows and collectible shows, and he took pictures with all the celebrities, some that you would only dream of meeting. And he just remembered today's September 3rd, he didn't get a picture of Willie Pep at one of his card shows. So there.
Is that Willie Pep?
Okay, I think it's dinner time to take some still shots.
Now, who wants to say something with Mr. Gibson?
Oh, then their dinner's here. Get iced tea
This is
now.
the hand. How many presidents has his hand shaken?
Quite a few.
We took a lot of photos that evening, a lot of good ones, some not so good, but we're showing you all of them as we sit and talk with Kenneth Allen Gibson, who was born May 15th, 1932 in Enterprise, Alabama. He is an American Democratic Party politician, as 34th mayor of Newark, New Jersey from 1970 to 1986. The previous mayor was Hugh Adonisio, and he was defeated in his attempt to serve a fifth term by challenger Sharp James in 1986. The of Kenneth A. Gibson was examined during a panel discussion co-hosted by the Newark Public Library on October 5th, 2009. Ken Gibson's mark on the city of Newark is indelible, said Timothy Christ, co-founder of the Newark History Society and a member of the Newark Library's Board of Trustees. We cannot talk about the history of Newark without examining the role that Mayor Gibson played in helping to shape it. As mayor, Gibson noted, Newark may be the most decayed and financially crippled city in the nation. He entered office both as reformer and representative of the city's large African American population. The city had been scarred by race riots only 3 years before he took office. His election was seen at the time in almost prophetic terms. Poet and playwright Almira Baraka wrote, "We will nationalize the city's institutions as if it were liberated territory in Zimbabwe or Angola." Gibson himself said, "Wherever American cities are going, Newark will get there first." Gibson entered with his new city council, challenged the corporate sector's tax arrangements, and pushed business interests to take a more active and responsible role in the community. And now we will journey on with Walt Gollender,